Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Wednesday live stream. It is January 21st of 2026, and today we're going to, hi, Captain. Today we're going to be reading the Ruby Franke journals. We did this once before, a long time ago, and I think I just have, a better understanding of the case, and I've done more extensive research since then, so we're going to be revisiting them, especially because I have a Ruby and Jody Hildebrandt video coming out because they just released Evil Influencer, which is a dog shit documentary, in my opinion. I don't understand why we're still regurgitating the story with no new facts, but I have a lot of thoughts and opinions on it. And, I find myself lately watching documentaries and then just being like, nope, this is the way it should have been told. So I just watched one about Andrea Yates and I was fucking pissed. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? But I guess everybody's got to get that cash, right? I am early. And you know why I'm early? I set it at 1 o'clock and then come on early so I'm not late. So yeah, and also I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay on stream as long as usual because my uterus is currently trying to exit my body and I would like to die. So that's where I'm at. So I'm going to see how much I can get done. With that being said, if you guys are not subscribed, please subscribe. If you don't have notifications on, do that. If you like and hype, it helps the channel. We also have memberships. We have Discord where we talk about stuff, and have a kiki and hang out with each other. It's really fun. Actually, I really enjoy it. So if you guys are interested in that, all of that information is linked down on my channel. I just had a video come out recently about James Charles. If you missed that one, I find it interesting. Another person has come out who has said that James Charles, has accused him of grooming him and him being underaged. Why James Charles has the platform that he does, I don't know. And ew. And, whatever. Thoughts and opinions. If you missed that video, it is the first one that comes up on my page. With that being said, we are going to go into all of Ruby Franke's journals right here. I have this from the, it's Utah.gov. And these are all, it's the timeline journal, highlighted and redacted. So it's whatever came in there. Let's see. So, hello. So what we're going to do is go ahead and read through all of these. R is her son, who is 11, turns 12 tomorrow. And then E was her daughter, who was 9, going to be 10 at the time. If you don't know about this story, let me just fill you in if you're here and you're hearing this for the first time. Ruby Franke was a mommy vlogger, and she had a channel with her husband, Kevin Franke, and they had 6 children have 6 children. And they called this channel 8 Passengers. This channel amassed over 2 million subscribers. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month by exploiting their children. And then Ruby hooks up with Jody Hildebrandt. Hi, Al Jakad. Ruby hooks up with Jody Hildebrandt figuratively and then also allegedly literally. So, they turn into 2 of the worst people that could ever exist. They take these 2 particular children, R and E is what we'll be referring to. They are not on the internet. I would like to respect that. The only 2 children that are on the internet are her 2 oldest children, which is Sherry Franke and Chad Franke. And so they take them out to this desert, to this, house that's just this, it's like a $5 million house that Jody has from all of these teachings that she's doing because she has this thing called connections, whatever. I'm making a whole video about it. It'll be out on Sunday. Anyways, these 2 bitches assault these children and Ruby writes it all down. This new documentary, The Evil Influencer, wants to blame majority of it on Jody Hildebrandt and sort of take away guilt from Kevin and Ruby. suck my butt. You can miss me with that shit all day long. So anyways, I have a video coming out about that on Sunday, but just as a recap, that's pretty much it. Jody and Ruby abuse these children. They go to jail. They're going to be there for a while. Bada bing, bada boom. But before my video comes out on Sunday, I wanted to do these journals because I think it's important when we're deciding who a villain is and that there's only one main villain. It's important that we have all of the information. And what really pisses me off in a lot of these documentaries that I've been watching is the fact that, we're just leaving out information. We're just building narratives with it. I sat through the 3 parts of this Andrea Yates case, and when I tell you, majority of the times I just wanted to punch the screen, not because of who was on it, but because of these producers. What the fuck are we doing? So I'm like, remember I told you guys, now I'm going off on a tangent, ADHD. But remember when I told you guys, like, I'm trying to figure out what to do with my, with my channel, and like I was kind of pigeonholed into true crime. And there's other things that I want to talk about. The point of my channel is education. Okay. I want to take these cases or take the information that I have and learn something from it and talk to people about it. And that's what I'm going to do. I've decided that I'm going to put the Andrea Yates case into a 2-part series because I feel like this documentary fucked it up so bad. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. Get on the train. We're going shopping. Anyways. Hello. It's great to see you. It's been a while. Hello. Okay, I'm sorry. Now that I'm done with my channel, Jody and Ruby sleeping together, sitting next to each other on the couch, grabbing each other's knees and telling people how to raise your kids while their kids were tied up, starving in the basement. And I'm not preaching evil homosexuality. I'm not gay. I am divine. Right. Yeah. Because, yeah, she says that homosexuality is a sexual deviance. Everything is sexual deviance to Jody. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's coming on Sunday. Let's go through these journals because I want to make sure that you guys have as much information as possible before you watch my video. Because that's, with all the information that we have out there, you would think that these documentaries put more information in there. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's go. So this is July 9th of 2023, Sunday. Art turns 12 tomorrow. I never envisioned him being 12 and still, defecating himself. Satanic choices lead one to becoming destitute, even in the most affluential homes. Sorry if it feels like I can't read. I have a really hard time with her handwriting. Also, too, I think this is out of, defiance. And every time I've read these before, and every time I read these, I'm just like, as a mother, how do you input this information? How do you write it down and like feel so smug about it? I don't understand how that happens. Why do so many people who preach about anything other than cis hetero being evil wind up being into what they are really? Yeah, I don't know. It's like a weird. It's like a internalized homophobia in a way. Like they have those tendencies, but they like. Do they not want to be like that? I don't know. It is a very weird thing. July 10th of 2023, Monday. It's R's birthday. That's her son. And he doesn't even know what month it is. Ian R. Why would he know what month it is? You don't let him out. He doesn't even know what day it is. You keep him up. You torture him. And he's supposed to know what day of the month it is. Ian R. have been in so much deviant behavior. They won't control their bodily functions. They are both. I'm wondering if they did this on purpose to maybe you would let them go. They're both furious. Their selfish, sinful lifestyle is being intervened upon. I told R he emulates a snake. He slithers and sneaks around looking for opportunities when no one is when no one is watching, and then he scurries. If he wants to emulate the Savior, he needs to be 100% obedient with exactness, no wavering, no hiding. Hi, Beauty Slay Reacts, what's up? Every politician who reels on like that, I assume, is what, yeah. So my other question from this is one of the things that she never shows in the journal is like, hi Grace, is what were the deviant behaviors? Like she always says that there's these like super deviant behaviors, but she never talks about it. She always talks about her actions, and she's very descriptive with her actions. And then she talks about him, or them having defiance and they're having deviant behavior, but she never articulates what that is, which I also find very interesting, because it's like, then why not explain what it is that he's doing? It's on a different type of psychotic level of diabolical sickness. Absolutely. Absolutely. Our lies, I mean, all the time. He is a compulsive liar. I've never would have suspected this entire experience as a shock to my system. I never would have suspected the cold, dead heart R has if we didn't know where to look. He has always been able to get what he wants, and now that he can't, he is furious. I told him if he divulged everything, he would automatically begin repenting. I asked if there was, and then this is out. That's the other thing that I think about with this case is the disdain in which she speaks of her children inside of these journals. I don't understand either. Like, and a bunch of us in the chat are parents, right? We're all parents. We all have children. Children can take you to a level where you're like, I could punch myself in the face, right? But the way she speaks about him are lies. I mean, all the time. He's a compulsive liar. He's 11. Like, this is just disdain. Yeah, she hates her kids. That's what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like. Like, you can hear the venom in the writing. And it's awful. I don't understand how you have your children and you speak about them in the same way that you would speak about like your enemy. She is awful. She is awful. I told R that he needs God. I invited him to fast and pray. R is in and out of possession. He is workable and calm for a bit. You know what's interesting? How come you guys taped Jody Hildebrandt's possessions, but you never taped your children's possessions? You guys had phones, you made sure that whatever her demon was on film. How come you never had these possessions on camera to prove that they were happening? You did it for Jody, and these kids are having possessions and you don't, like, nothing comes of it. It just like doesn't matter, I guess. Okay. Yeah, great. All right. So, let's see. He is workable and calm for a bit and then angry and defiant the next. The only consistent thing about R is that he lies. The way she talks about her kids is exactly how she truly feels. I agree with that. She wrote it down, and the only person she's speaking to in these journals are herself. So, yeah. And that's the thing. This is how she talks to her kids talks about her kids when nobody's around. That these are her private journal, not originally for public consumption. These are her real thoughts and feelings towards her own children. Anything she says is a lie. Thank you. Thank you for articulating that much better than I just did. Yeah, it was actually R. Chad is her oldest one, but it was this one that was here. But yeah, it's awful. And when you see that footage, it was actually him going to have them call 911 so that they could call the police on him. He wanted to go. He thought that he needed to go to jail. So he was like, I'm going to, can you call the police? Because in his brain, he was going to turn himself in. That's how much she beat these children down. E is better behaved with Jody. She likes to think she can still manipulate me. Or you're her mother and you're her safe space and she acts different with you. I mean, most of us know that about children, that, your children act a different way in public than they do with you because they can get away with certain things with you because you're their safe space. They feel safe to let all of their emotions go. They feel safe to be themselves around you. But whatever, she's manipulating you, I guess. She's 9. I gave her a pixie haircut. All her long hair is gone. No more distracting with hair. What's distracting about hair? Also, I had this happen to me. I'll have to show you guys. I looked like a tiny Mexican Peter Pan. My grandma did this to me. I had hair down to my butt, and she would brush it from top to bottom, and I would scream because thick Mexican hair and top to bottom. What are you, crazy? You go bottom up. But she had no hair. So anyway, she took me to a Fantastic Sam's, and they cut all of my hair off. I was in the 2nd grade. And I didn't care. It was like, whatever. She cut my hair. And then she took me into a place where my mom worked, and my mom started sobbing. And she's like, what did you do to her? She's so ugly now. And then I started crying, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm ugly? Like, I'm 8. Fantastic Sam's, they gave me a lollipop. I'm like, whatever, no big deal. But it's funny because to use the way that someone looks, their appearance, as a punishment is so diabolical. It's so gross. Like, I don't know what kind of punishment. Well, I don't know what kind of punishment my daughter would get me to, or my son to get to take away meals or their beds, or water. But I would never look at my kids and be like, that's it, I'm cutting off all your fucking hair. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, seeing the letters is crazy. It's like she wants him to misbehave and set him. Thank you. Yes. Yes. And she keeps moving the goalpost. She tells him, like, if he feels bad, then he'll start to repent. But later she talks about that he cries, and she's like, he's just doing that to manipulate me. He's actually just evil. It's awful. It's awful. Yeah, the shaming is terrible. R told me he would rather have a glass of water than me as a mother. He's 11. Yeah, for some girls, hair is like identity. It's, it's almost a comfort blanket in a way for a lot of people. And to punish somebody by taking something away from their appearance is terrible. My daughter had really long hair, and she's like, Mom, I want you to cut it right up to here. And it's so funny because she's so sassy with this little haircut, and it fits her so much. But like, that's not a decision that I would ever make if she was like, I want to have long hair. I mean, you have to take care of it, and you have to teach them how to take care of it. But I don't know. I don't know what kind of mindset I would have to be in to look at my daughter and be like, yeah, I'm cutting all your fucking hair off. This is July 11th. So also too, let's see, what do we got? We got July 9th, 10th, 11th. She's journaling every day. Big day for evil. I love that. I should have titled this video that. Big day for evil, which is just like Ruby's fucking stupid face. E manipulates me. She won't scream when Jody is around, but with me, she wails. Could it be that maybe she thinks that her mother will comfort her when she's upset? Yeah. Yeah, imagine being forced. Well, I can't imagine. I can't. I've been there. But I didn't care about it. But I know a lot of people do. I'm a hairdresser. I've been a hairdresser for 20 years. I understand why people are attached to their hair. I understand the significance of women in their hair. I get it. But she cries while Ruby is around. And I think it's because she thinks that her mom will save her. If she cries, her mom will come to her. That's what happens. When a baby cries, the parent goes to the baby. It's most of us, it's our instinct. If my daughter starts crying, and my daughter's 6, my daughter starts crying, I'm never like, what are you manipulating me about now? No, it's like, why the fuck? Why are you sad? Why are you crying? What happened? All night, E screamed, cried, and would hit her head on the tile floor. And you watch that. You watch that happen. And it's just the layers of brain that this has to go through. So you watched that happen. You took it in. You opened a journal. You wrote it down. You were like, close the journal. And instead of like getting her help, an OCD combined those and give her little people, and there's almost no chance for those kids to ever know tenderness, caring, concern, or love. Excuse the behavior, by the way. No. Yeah, I don't know. I would be interested. I don't know if she, you know what? That's a great question. Let me see if she ever got a psych eval. Psych evaluation. Does Ruby have a diagnosed mental illness? It doesn't look like it. What is this? ABC4 Utah. Right. It looks like she passed a psych evaluation. To the best of my knowledge, there is no formal diagnosis. She is not my patient, so this is not a formal eval. No, but I'm curious to see if she did or if she's just a bitch. I believe it's the latter. Let's see. Including the data, recording phone calls, blah, blah, blah. As time went on, Franke continued to reference religion, God, and the devil, but her stance on Hildebrandt changed. No longer was Franke saying Hildebrandt was misunderstood. By December, Franke said she's mentally ill. Wait a second. She's claiming that Jody Hildebrandt was mentally ill? Ugh. Yuck. Imagine what position you'd have to be in for Ruby Franke to say you're mentally ill. What a bitch. Today, Jody confronted her. E admits to putting on a show for her mother. E says she wants to be pitiful. R was told to stand in the sun with his sun hat. He is defiant. Quote, no. I then tell him a couple more times. R, or should I say his demon, stays in the shade. I push R into the sun. R comes back. I come back with a cactus poker. One of the other things that I want to say about this situation that's I find so interesting is Ruby for years documented and vlogged everything in her life. So does it surprise me that she kept journals? No. But what does surprise me is she never videotaped any of this. And it's like, even the sick behavior, we've watched it before on the channel. We could watch it again. But even the sick behavior of withholding food, withholding beds, withholding water from her children, she documented that and then uploaded it to YouTube. And even when she got backlash for that, she still uploaded it because she was so, she thought that she was so right. So my question is, for this, if you are just so convinced that these kids are demons, that you're doing the Lord's work, why is there so much hiding with this? Why is there so much secrecy and isolation and all of these things? I don't, you're never going to convince me that chicken salad. You're never going to convince me that that this was some sort of like delusion or psychosis, right? Because as soon as the cops walked in, she knew it was done. She knew it was done. But I just think, I think it's interesting that there was so much hiding when she was so public for so long. And the thing about Ted Bundy, who also passed a psych eval, obviously I think there's something wrong with people when they can do these things, and they can do the things that they do. And that, it brings up the question, can people just be evil without having any sort of diagnosis, without having any sort of excuse? They're just sick in a way that I don't even say that I don't I'm not even sick in a way that we don't understand, but sick in a way that we almost refuse to understand, because there's just nothing wrong with them other than they like to do deep, dark shit. They may have not thought it was wrong, but they knew it was illegal. Yeah. So it's funny that you bring that up, because that was brought up in the documentary that I watched. And my question is, like, how do you get into a brain space to, like, differentiate that? Because obviously to us, if it's illegal, it's wrong, right? But so how do you get to a place where you're like, oh, this may be illegal, but I'm still doing what I think is right? Oh no, I hope you're okay. Oh, he did have a formal diagnosis. Tell me what it is. I'd like to know what it is. Let's see. Oh yeah, she gets the cactus poker. I forgot about that. When I poke his back to get into the sun, R doesn't even flinch. I poke him on the neck. He is in a trance and doesn't appear to feel anything. Jody taps him on the cheeks to wake him up. I also have to tell you to watch. Oh, he did. Interesting. I didn't know that. I don't know much about him. But that's the other thing. Like, I think about this as a parent. And anybody in the chat, please tell me if you have children and you feel, hi Gary, and you feel the same way as me. If I saw another human being put their hands on my child in any sort of way that they did not consent to, I got some sludge-looking bitch tapping my son on his cheeks to, like, get him up or, like, get his attention. Girl, I would chew you out if you fucking snapped your fingers at my kids. I couldn't imagine watching another human being touch my kids or do something to my, like, I would kill somebody. I like, even if my best friend came over and, like, snapped at my kid, I'd break her fucking fingers. Like, I can't stand that shit. And my kids, and you're going to do it to my kids? No. No, no. No, no, no. No, no. But I'm a boy mom. I forgot to make that a sound. But I'm a boy mom. The devil doesn't like when you get your subject to agree to truth. R, do you know I love you? Yes, ma'am. Do you know Jijo loves you, which is what they called Jody? Yes, ma'am. Do you know the savior loves you? Yes, ma'am. R, wants out of his outcomes. After our talk, R stays in the shade. I take my old mop water and go to R. I show R the water. Then I pour the water on R. It's hot outside. It feels good, doesn't it? Yes. So you take dirty mop water and pour it on your son because he has quote unquote demons inside of him. This paragraph right here, it screams humiliation to me. It just screams humiliation. You are trying to humiliate an 11-year-old. An hour later, Jijo takes R on a little walk to the pool. She talks on how R has love twisted. If R likes something someone does, he calls it love. If he doesn't, he thinks it's not loving. Let's talk about what's not loving in this scenario. Right. Oh, yeah, they're both absolutely disgusting. Yeah, and this is a good point. Like, it pisses Ruby off because she's not getting the reactions that she's wanting. But even as we go through the journals, even when she does get the reactions that she asks for, it's still not good enough. He's still just awful in her eyes. My son has never called me sir or called my wife ma'am unless he was so far up a certain creek without a paddle. I don't do ma'am, but like when my daughter gets me, I'll be like, yes. Because I'll be like, did you so-and-so? And she'll be like, yes. And I'll be like, yes, what? And she's like, yes, mama. Like, yeah, all right. Yes, mama, that's right. Oh, it's Mental Illness Day in Canada. Interesting. But that's the thing, right? Like, so your answer to his demons are mop water. This just is about humiliation. This is just about the fact that she can. So here's where we were, right? If R likes something someone does, he calls it love. If he doesn't, he thinks it's not loving. You making this child sleep outside in the desert is not loving. You starving this child is not loving. You torturing this child is not loving. Like, none of these things are loving. And also, here's my question to you as well. If all of these things are loving, okay? If all of them are so loving, why are you not fasting? Because I'll tell you something. Out of all of this, Jody's fat as fuck. She didn't look like she was missing a meal. So those two bitches were eating while they were starving these kids. And I know people are going to be like, don't talk about her body. Don't talk about how she looks. Fuck her. Fuck her and her stupid fucking face. When I have zero respect for somebody, I do not care. The bar is in hell. I don't care. But if all of these behaviors were so loving and they were so this is not love. Right. But if all of these actions are so loving and they're so like righteous and they're so important, you and Ruby are not doing them. You and Ruby are not fasting. You are eating. You are drinking water. You are sleeping in beds. Neither of you two bitches are sleeping outside. Neither of you two bitches are jumping on trampolines for 8 hours a fucking day. Neither of you two bitches are carrying boxes up and down stairs or running through the desert with no shoes on. So you're going to try to justify that that's love, but neither of you are doing it? Okay. Right. When abuse occurs, they can be body shamed, in my opinion. Good. Jody sucks. Jody looks like primordial ooze with skin on it. Jijo then pushed R into the pool. R swam to the side. Jijo pulled him out. Feel good? Refreshing? Yes, ma'am. I went out a couple hours. A guy would fucking kick the shit out of her. Somebody touched my kids. Right. They were sleeping in the same bed with body oils and candles while condemning homosexuality. Yes. Yes. Right on. Right on. I went out a couple hours later and asked if he wanted the pool again. Yes, ma'am. Will you let me push you in? R laughed, and then he tried not to act too excited. R cooled off and went back to his spot. I put my hands on his face. R, have you ever heard someone talk underwater? Yes, ma'am. I know R is in there somewhere. I know deep down, under all this anger, you can hear me. It may not sound like I'm underwater with you, but hear me. I love you. R got teaked. This eats me up. Because this 11-year-old boy is starting to get teary-eyed because she's showing him a moment that I love you. I'm here with you. I'm your mom. Oh, yeah, we can agree. We can agree 1,000%, allegedly. No fasting, gets to be eating, sleeping, using the bathroom, showering, etc. Exactly. Right. You know, this is emotional manipulation here. She's using this now. Now she's softening so that she can get to him. Oh, I should have just kept reading. R got teary. Then I put my hand tightly over his nose and mouth. I am coming to you in this water and putting my hands on your nose and mouth. The devil lies and says I'm hurting you, abusing you. But R, what am I really doing? You are putting oxygen on me to help me breathe. Yes, that's right. This right here is psychological torture. Right. Who writes all of this and doesn't take a look and, find yourself insane? Insane. R looked like he wanted to beat me up this morning. And then he was intrigued and interested. And then 2 hours later, he drinks water from the hose. Steals water. That's a written sentence. Steals water. Steals water. From who? From you? Physical torture. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can say that as your opinion, sure. I think, and that's the thing, right? Like I grew up Catholic. I think that anything can be used as an excuse if you want it bad enough. I know people out there who practice religion who are the most wonderful people, and they use it for the right reasons. I also think that there's a bunch of people who want to do nasty shit who go to religions to justify the nasty shit that they're doing. I think it really depends, on who you are as a person. But thank you. Thank you. Yes, come back. We're here every Wednesday. I have to sneeze. I think it's it depends on the person. I personally can't blame it on a religion as a whole, because I think, we have free will and we're all, individuals. And I think what you use that for is your own thing. But yeah, I understand it. I understand 1,000%. R is compulsive. He feels no remorse for his choices. He shuts down and says he wants to go to jail. R says he worships the devil and has no interest in changing. I want the outcome of being changed, but I don't want to do the work that it requires. R doesn't actually know what jail means. He has no comprehension what throwing your life away means. Throwing your life away. He may not have any comprehension like what jail actually means, but the fact that he knows it's bad and would rather go to jail than be with his mother in a $5 million mansion should tell you something. Yeah, no, I feel like that too. I completely agree. I think he's like, at this point, he's just like, I can't win the other way, so let's win this. Yeah, I worship the devil. That's it. This kid is a fucking hero. Like, it's amazing to watch, and his defiance at such a time. It's very interesting. He just wants the immediate gratification of sitting in an air-conditioned car ride to juvie. He wants stimulus. He wants anything that's not happening right here, right now. R is so back and forth. R stole water. He is angry and looked like he wanted to fist up. That's my favorite. He looks like he wants to fist up. Who the fuck is squaring up to their kid? He looks like he wants to fist up. Where are you from, Ruby? Compton? The fuck? He looks like he wants to fist up. Like, what are you doing? I put my hands on his shoulders and told him I love him. I told him he has no idea what he's doing, but I do. I can help him. I told him, give your demon friend a message for me. I will not rest. I will not stop. I will not leave. I will fight him until the day you die. Interesting choice of words. Fist up for lying guard. He shows many of the same signs of other victims of torture do, less defiant than it is giving up and accepting the premise of the torture. Yeah. My opinion, if she does resent the kids and her relationship with Jody gave her the excuse to actually take out her revenge. She felt like she had to speedrun having not just one child, but children for her church, as that is the only way to be a true Mormon, and her exalted. She had free will and still chose to do these things, but it's a possible explanation as to why. I see what you're saying. I see. So, like, that's her life purpose. And she believed that that's what she had to do. Yeah, it's interesting because the way that they paint her in these documentaries, like, that's all she's ever wanted to be was a mom. That's it. And then she gets it. She gets her dream. She gets to be a stay-at-home mom to a bunch of beautiful, healthy children. And then she's like, nah, fuck it. Why? You know what is interesting to me is how come it was these two that were possessed, but not the other two in the middle. So of the six, she has Sherry and Chad, who are the oldest, and they've been kicked out of the house and they're doing their own thing. Then she has two middle ones who were like cleaning her friend's house and I think staying home alone. And then she had the two little ones that she was torturing the most. How did the other two, the middle two, escape the torture? That's a great point. You know, and a lot of people want to have kids and they don't understand how much it changes your life. And then you have kids and you're like, shit. And, you know, yeah, maybe you're right. She was done after the fourth. Interesting. Well, if you find out where you read that, let me know. I'd like to read that article. I have the power of God and he must obey. So anyways, I find this interesting. I will fight him until the day you die. She wrote that down. You die. I have the power of God and he must obey. I beat Satan. I win. Then I looked in R's eyes with Power and authority commanded, "Get out now, go." R immediately smiled, cried, slumped. Soften? Soften? He's gone, he left. I took E and R on a car drive to the Shivnitz gas station. I told E she was never going home. I showed her pictures of her on a swing under the big tree. She saw a girl who was hiding, who enjoyed tricks. But I told her I saw a daughter of God with divine worth. Also, you know what is what's interesting to me is like we never really find out where this psychosis began. Like we never really find out what was the thing that Ruby was like, oh, these kids are evil. Like we jump from Jody and Ruby getting together and the evil is coming to all of a sudden like abusing the children. I don't know if we'll ever get that information. I think that would have to be something that the children would have to come out with. But I wonder how this starts, right? McKay's channel. Oh, ex-Mormons. Yeah, they would definitely know more. That's for sure. She seems to have always been a bad parent, but meeting Jody, she started with all this demonic bullshit. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's one of those things where, you know, Jody and Ruby just got together and pulled out the worst traits a human can have in each other. I stopped the car. Wait. Oh yeah, so I told her I saw a daughter of God with divine worth. So obviously, I mean, she says that she saw her this way. So when does this start? When did she not see her that way is what I want to know. E manipulated during the car drive. R appeared to soften. I stopped the car and we all got out to view the sunset. I told E she needs to stop her fantasy. She is not innocent. She can become innocent through repentance. Don't waste more time. R and E have been counting days. R did know yesterday was his birthday. How fucking sad. I wonder what's in here. You have to think, right? Like, what they didn't redact is horrific. What the fuck did they take out? E told me she figures they had been here 8 weeks. I asked E if she felt like she had made progress over the 8 weeks. Yes. I told her she was delusional. See, and that's what we were talking about earlier is I think it's Eljo in the chat had said, you know, about her moving the goalpost. You asked her a fucking question. Do you think you made progress? She says yes. And you're like, you're delusional. She's made no progress. She's setting these kids up for failure time after time. She continues to lie and manipulate. Last night, her screaming and trance headbanging were evidence of no change. Oh, of her talking about Kevin wanting the last one and she was done. Put it in the Discord. I would really like to see that. Put it under the true crime. Took the kids on a 4-hour car ride. We stopped at the Gunlock Lake. And I shared my love for them. We watched a baby cow get loose and walk into the road in front of us. And I made the analogy of the not-so-wise calf to them. It was keeping them safe when they want to run into the road. We drove up to Vigo. I bought a volcano pie. I told the kids the pie was to thank Jijo for her home, care, and time. R appeared engaged. E was manipulative. This is the day E anticipates breaking her 2-day fast. You have this kid on a 2-day fast and you buy food for fucking Jody Hildebrandt in front of them. And I'm sure they could smell it in the car. What the fuck? I would love 1 fucking hour with Ruby to just sit down and be like, why? And just go fucking journal line by journal line. And say just that. So you starved these kids for 2 days and then you put a fucking pie in the car with them and drove 4 hours. This isn't psychological torture to you? What? When we get home to Jijo, I let R know she has hardened her heart and will do one more day of... Oh, I'm sorry. When we get home to Jijo, I let R know she has hardened her heart and will do one more day of fasting to invite her to humble. I think that's E. I let E know. 3 days of fasting. 3 days of fasting for these children who require food and water to grow. E flips out and begins ranting. She refuses to get up. She lies on the floor all day speaking dishonest chants because Jijo is on the phone with clients. I don't go in and match her level of aggression. She's... Okay. All right, Bacon, listen. You can't fight this with logic, so I need to just chill. But she's hungry. This girl is hungry. I don't go in and match her level of aggression. You don't have any aggression. You've been eating for the past 3 days. What aggression do you have? All day, E makes rhymes about my mom starves me and calls it fasting. My mom won't lift 2 fingers and bring me food because all she does is lie on the bed and eat brownies. My mom says she's the most loving mom in the world. Blah, blah, blah. I love these kids. If I can't ever go home, then what's the point of being obedient? I'm going to run away. Jijo helped me intervene after work. Pattern, allowing lies to be spewed gives the devil a platform. Articulating lies reinforces possession. The longer the lies are allowed to be spread, the longer the intervention and physical the intervention needs to be. So she's here deciding, essentially, how long and how hard this physical intervention needs to be. I cut more off E's head. We doused her with water in the dog wash. E said she wanted to run away. Jody told E she has no idea what is waiting for her. And then they cut out whatever this section is. They doused her with water in the dog wash. They had like a dog washing area instead of allowing this child to take a shower. I may have forgotten to write this on the 11th. I took R's face in my hands and spoke to him through blank, love you. I told him to send the demon a message for me. I will not give up. I will not leave. I'm going nowhere. Get out. R released the demon, and he has been very workable ever since. Yeah, there's a lot of huge redactions in here. This morning, the 13th, R broke his fast with brown rice, lentils, black beans, and chicken and water. A hornet kept buzzing around his chicken. I told R to think of the hornet as Satan. Would you become pals with Satan? Would you sell your soul or chicken to a hornet? He will sting you in the end. So will his fucking mom. Like, that's the thing, is like, he'll sting you in the end. You're actively torturing this child. He doesn't know who to trust. He doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know up from down, left from right. Chipotle. R trapped the bee with his sun hat. E broke her fast with cheesy potatoes, steak, water, oatmeal, and water. R is full of piss and vinegar. She is mad as a hornet and doesn't call the shots. Well, it might be E. E's the girl. It's been about 90 minutes since R ate. I warned him that food would either anger him, maybe energize him to truth or defiance. He is defiant again. He pooped his pants and telling me no. His poop is too watery to be fasting. R admits to stealing water 3 times yesterday. R lies and feels no remorse. E is cheating. Yeah, I think she's acting. I think she just wants to be a bitch. Imagine telling somebody they're stealing water to drink because you're starving them. I have not read Sherry's book. I've heard about some of it, but I have not read it. I've heard it's phenomenal, though. I stand by my thoughts on that. These selfish children who desire only to take lie and attack have zero understanding of God's love for them. They don't know Jijo is selling her home. This priceless Snow Canyon gem. She talks more highly of this house than she does of her children. This priceless Snow Canyon gem. So she can purchase land where those two can work. Jijo has been looking for property with, what is this? Something, cactus, and is feeling more imminent the need to get these kids to open land. She is willing to consider less than ideal property for them. This is a spiritual matter. I can't in good faith leave you with these 2 gremlins. I won't do that. These are God's children. Sorrows don't matter when souls are on the line. What's Soros? She says it twice now. Let me Google it. Soros? Cactus? Nope. I don't know what that is. It isn't coming up in anything. Entire state of Arizona, for instance, it is legal to not deny anyone water, even if an unhoused person comes on your property and uses your hose to drink. You have nothing to say about it. Yeah. I just imagine doing that to your children. I don't know what Soros is. Soros don't matter. Let me see. Soros. Or is it? It's not SOVOS, is it? Cactus? Oh, Sovos cactus. Likely refers to the sodal plant, often mistaken for a cactus or agave. Sovos Brands completes. It's a brand thing, cactus. I'm on it. Look, I think it might be Sovos. Is that SOVOS? Sovos don't matter when souls are on the line. I think that's about cactus. She's talking about cactuses. Cacti? Is that multiple cactuses? Also, too, moving these children to a second location, I personally believe in my heart of hearts, this is where they would have died. These children would not have made it past this second location. I know it's hard. Look, but I think that looks like it could be this one looks like it could be an R. And this one looks like it could also be an R, but then like nothing comes up when you type Soros, so maybe it's Sovos. Sovos? I don't know. I mean, this bitch had nothing but time. You think she could take her time when she writes. Ugh. 1 hour later, we move quickly. Jody and Jay are going on a road trip to look at property in Arizona. Ruby has some cash in the bank. Is she talking about herself in the third fucking person? Okay. I wonder where all that money went. I wonder if Kevin got it. If the property is right, we can move on financing immediately. We decided the escalation of the kids is not manageable here and now. R is now sitting angry, defiant. I wonder why the difference too. Like, I wonder why taking them to a second location. Freak. I'm going to start talking about myself in the third person. Bacon hates Ruby Franke. But I wonder what it was about this house or about this area that was not manageable for them for these things that they were doing. R is now sitting angry, defiant. E is lying on the floor. We will bring them in. R, I will clean up out in the desert as he has pooped himself. Yeah, I would do that too. Honestly, I would just shit myself all the time and be like, fuck you. Silvos is some kind of property law in Utah. Oh. I will he will then sit on the patio, shaded. Now I'll see him from the kitchen. E, I will bring into the cool house, and she can sit in the pantry. They will think they won. They will think they got what they wanted. They will relax. Then pop. We will drop them like hot potatoes out in the desert, their new home. You're going to get exactly what you asked for. What a cunt. Oppositional force is required for growth, development, maturity. E and R have never experienced oppositional force. They are that's all they're doing is experiencing oppositional force. You fucking. Oh, that's an interesting point too. Since he's being denied proper nutrition and hydration, he likely does not have full control of his bowels. There's a lot of this that was taken out. Oh, how do I change this one? Rotate. Pattern. Sending evil away in a long time possessed person is not a one and done deal usually. Have you done it before? Like all of a sudden she's a fucking expert in exorcisms? These wicked spirits in ENR. And also too, like, don't you need to go to somebody of your church? Like, if I thought somebody was possessed, wouldn't you get a fucking priest? Wouldn't you call somebody? Which again is like makes me believe that none of this is about spirituality. None of this is about demons. She's just like saying that to justify her actions. These wicked spirits in ENR have been pals long before this life. How ENR got to come and get a body can only be explained in me advocating to be their mother. This is not a conceited statement. What a fucking bitch. This is not a conceited statement. God knew I would take my responsibility to mother seriously. Yeah? Would you? Would you, you lazy bitch? You're a stay-at-home mom. You can't even pack your kids a fucking lunch. Look at the case where she told that woman to dress. Oh, right. I saw that. Yep. I saw that interview with him, I believe. Jody intervened, volunteered to help. These two souls are very weak of mind. They are fools, truly. E said she would choose the devil over God. What arrogant spew. God is patient not to split her with a bolt of lightning. You do not tempt a God who controls your very breath. The disdain and hatred they have for God is beyond my ability to describe. My spirit is offended. I shudder to think I would never have seen this had I not pushed for them. Hiding principle? Boundaries will show you how much possession a soul has. The more boundaries, the more the soul will reveal itself. Trial will reveal a soul because of the inherent limits built into a tribulation. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that interview is crazy, dude. Also, it's interesting. I would be interested to know like what the Mormon teachings are on this, because like when you read the Bible from a Catholic standpoint and you look at it, right? Like God is, you're not supposed to judge. You're supposed to just like love each other as you would want to be loved, right? And like when people read these things and then they just take it so far the other way, I'm like, what the fuck? What book did you read? How come my book was so different? Back to sending evil away. Articulating truth drives evil away. This is a powerful intervention for the possessed, even if you can start by agreeing to something truthful. E, you are a daughter of God. True? Yes, ma'am. Principle. Following up on articulating a desire for evil to leave with a demonstration of obedience is powerful. Demonstrating a willingness to follow truth is a pattern. Okay. It's very different. I'd like to I'm going to have to find the differences. We'll look at that next. The Savior used in his interactions, go sell all you have and follow me. Go sell all you have and follow me. And this bitch is writing this in a $5 million house. We'll look at that next because the house is insane. Go and sin no more. Go wash 7 times. Go and tell no one. Go and tell the city. Go and preach my gospel. Go feed my sheep. If you can engage a weak-minded soul in a physical activity of obedience, you can begin to break the bond Satan made with the weak. Physically stop the acting out behaviors and begin physically doing good. Farm work, lifting boxes, exerting energy. Exercises, jump rope, milking cows, weeding a garden, digging trenches. Satan cannot be where there is good. Begin doing sweating for good. Heavy physical intensity, capture your attention. Yeah, $5 million. Oh, yeah, we'll look at it. Here, actually, we can do that right now. Here, let me show you this. Jody, let me see. Let me see. So let's go. So this was the house. This was the inside of the house. They have a pool. They have an outdoor kitchen. Here, oh, it's on realtor.com. Fuck yeah, let's go there. All right. Let me see here. No. Wait. Go here. I'm reading the interview on People. Yeah. So here's this. They have this outdoor patio area. Right. It's a complex. That's a great point. Here, view all 9 photos. So that, yeah, there's that. There's only and there were only 8 houses in this area, I think. Why can't, God bless. I don't know how to work the internet. Hold on. Why can't I change the views of these? Why can't it won't let me go to the next one. More galleries. No, just let me go to the next one. Oh, here we go. So this is a separate area downstairs. Yeah, this is the patio. This is where they're at. And this kid had to go through 3 of these houses before he got to somebody. Here's their pool. Here's their outdoor kitchen. Here's another one of their bathrooms. Here's a downstairs bed area. Yeah, $5 million. 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, 10,000 square feet. Here's the safe that she kept a bunch of evidence in. Oh, that's it. They're coming soon. I may have to put them on Evite. The problem for E and R is the hard labor is all for the sake of lifting, does not have meaning or do good. We need property where a ranch can be built. Good can be done. Outcomes of prosperous choices can be seen, experienced, and felt. And the kids need a good kick from a horse and a cactus to run into. They need natural outcomes. I asked R why, what he was thinking about since he was sitting in the shade, and he had what he wanted. R answered, what I want. Me, what do you want? R, more different foods and a soft bed. Me, why don't you ask Satan? Do you think Satan will give you these things? Hi, Amanda. Okay, so you believe that Satan won't give him these things. But you also won't give him these things. So technically, through transitive property, aren't you Satan? I don't understand. Satan's not going to give you these things. Bitch, you don't give it to him either. No, why not? Because he doesn't have the power. Why would you serve a God who has no power to give you your desires? Dumb. Silent. Blank had another episode with demons. She gives herself to them. Oh, this is E. She agreed to stop being deceptive with her facial expressions and crying and whining. So basically, this kid has to be fucking stoic. How are you, Amanda? This is what I'm going to tell my daughter later. Whining is the devil's voice. Fucking bitch. Whining is always a demon. Hurt facial expressions blame me for her misery. It is E at the center of her misery. Her face is deceptive. After E did stare, she sat on the park bench looking at the mountain views. She was told to sit and be still and eat her dinner: carrots, hummus, grilled cheese, water. E, in a power play, brought her empty plate back to the door and then removed the sun hat. The power play was bringing her dish back to the fucking house. We can read that article next when we're done with this. I don't know if we'll be done with this, though. There's like 50 pages of this. E woke up. I reminded her that if she whined, cried, or squinted her eyes at me or soured her face, I would be buzzing her hair. So if she did anything where she existed as a human, you would buzz her hair. If she is going to act sick, she can look sick. She agreed with a smile. I told her because she didn't listen the night before, she would do 2 sets of boxes stairs with a 5-minute break. She did the first set easily and agreeably. After 5 minutes of rest, she began whimpering. When she got to the bottom stair, she, quote, slipped and dropped the box. I put her in the dog wash and shaved her head. Then back to the boxes, I told E. I don't see your ass carrying fucking boxes up and down the stairs. Do you know how hard that is? Oh my God. Oh no, I hope your finger feels better. Blank, yes ma'am, with tears. Me, it's heavier than boxes, right? Yes ma'am. Me, E, I can help you find relief. You have been told so many lies about me that you refuse to be obedient. Why do you keep being buddies with Satan? E, I don't want to work. Me, don't you see it's because you follow Satan that you keep doing boxes? If you were humble, you would be inside making pancakes with blank and me. E agreed to sit on the park bench and think about her choices. I made it very clear if she were to move, get up, fidget, talk, take her hat off, she would go back to work. E agreed eagerly. She promised to be obedient. After an hour on the bench, Eve began moving and looking around. I pulled her into the house and gave her more boxes. The boxes were just busy work. She was having them carry them up and down stairs, run them essentially up and down stairs, the boxes. So this 9-year-old has been sitting on a bench for an hour and she moved and now she has to run more boxes. And again, this has nothing to do with demons. This has to do with I told you to sit there and shut up. And she like fidgeted. And Ruby's like, no, you're running boxes now. Right. Yeah, it was pointless. Yeah, there was no point. There was no purpose to it. It's just, that's what Ruby said. Now R. Me, you like sleeping on the hard ground? I slept in a soft bed. R, I slept really well. Hell yeah. Me, you are mean. Do you enjoy being mean? Yes, ma'am. Me, do you expect me to feed you? Yes. Me, I got boy over him. I got by over him. I will feed R. I will not feed a demon. So I will check on you in a bit. And if you want food, then be prepared to tell the truth about your behaviors. Tell the truth of who I am. So she's bragging about sleeping in a soft bed. He comes off as defiant. She's like, you're mean. The fuck? An hour later. I wish that I could record this and they would play it in her cell 24 hours a day. That would be my dream. An hour later. Me, you ready? No, ma'am. So would you rather have no food and worship the devil? Yes, ma'am. E does first set of books decently. 10 minutes break. E upset to do boxes. Gets them done. Sits on park bench. 1 minute, then picks Gijo's blossom off plant. Defiant. More boxes. She refuses. Goes to sleep on basement floor. R, stand up. Stop picking your nose. The kids both pick their noses until they bleed. Distraction. Me, you happy? R, no. Me, following Satan doesn't make you happy? Shocker. So Satan can't feed you? Who's supposed to feed you? God. and Christ. This is the game you play. Who brings you food? You. You want to leave the demons? I don't want to humble. I told Blank I wanted to give him dinner with chicken. He needs to acknowledge his behaviors. He tells me he's missing his opportunity to repent. This is not acknowledging his behaviors. I tell R he is treating me and Jijo the way he believes he really deserves to be treated. I bring him dinner of brown rice, beans, lentils, and water. And you're sitting there eating fucking brownies. And Jody's stupid ass has a volcano pie. Oh, you read the unredacted? Yeah, I'm curious as to what they left out. He takes the bowl and begins eating. I say, no, thank you. Are you going to acknowledge the woman you've been abusing just brought you dinner? Been abusing? For fuck's sake. Well, I would say thank you, but I wouldn't really mean it. With that, I reached down, grabbed his dinner and water, and said, wow. Wow. Yeah, where's the Holy Ghost? I don't know if they do. R tried going back on what he said with some explanation, and I stopped him. I will not talk with a demon. Your soul is damned, and I will not hear your damnable words. Straight to bed. E has started walking downstairs without a box. She is now slipping and falling on purpose. Or maybe she's weak from being so fucking emaciated that her body can't make it down the stairs. When he was outside today, it was hot. She acted like she was dying. So pitiful. I told her, you know, I don't understand when people go to jail, why we don't treat them exactly the way that they were treating other people to get them in jail. Oh, why? Because it's cruel and unusual punishment? Like, I don't understand why we don't withhold food and fucking stick her ass outside when it's 100 degrees for 3 days and call her pitiful. And then get her with dog wash and make her run fucking boxes. Like, she gets to be in, I've seen one of the pictures of her in jail. She gets to be in jail 3 meals a fucking day doing yoga. The fuck? Because we as a society are supposed to believe we're better than that. I do not believe I'm better than that. Give this bitch a box, take away her food, and do exactly what she wrote down doing to these fucking children in jail. Instead, she's at a fucking yoga resort. Oh my God. It's so annoying. Like, I don't understand. Tell her to go walk in the desert then with no shoes on. Stupid ass. I told E that heat in hell is so much hotter. And God is going to burn the wicked. So either go outside, so either get used to it or start changing. E, I don't really believe that's actually going to happen. Good for you, E. Kids are all in bed. E ate mashed potatoes and turkey and milk. Jijo and Jay are outside looking at RV trailers. These kids have no idea the sacrifice is being made for them, or Jesus' sacrifice already made. There are days and nights that reveal God's most poignant miracle. What is this? Poignant. Oh, mercies and miracles. Last night, God gave me a miracle I absolutely will never, ever forget. I know when God gives you an errand, you do the best you can to fulfill it, and he will protect you. I went to bed around 12:10 a.m. E on the floor next to my bed. are on the patio outside my sliding glass window. Like they're fucking dogs. Oh man, just writing this, I am shaking. Shaking if Pam hadn't volunteered to take A to American Fork for her ACT test, then I would not have been here. And my life and Jody's and my family's would have forever been different. At 2:45 a.m., I woke straight up out of bed, straight up. I couldn't see R. He was gone. I opened the sliding glass door, and there was no sign of him. He did leave an arrangement of rocks in letters and words. He wrote me a message. Too scared. Forgot how to read. I ran to Jody's room and woke her up. She came out with me. The message said in pebbles, jail. I will call when I get there. Jay and I scoured the house and yard. Jody got a flashlight. Jody and Blank took her car. I get Blank up and went into mine. Oh God, oh Father, we need a miracle. We need your help now. Send the hosts of heaven. Show us where Blank is. So the other thing is too, is like, there seems to be no urgency of the fact that she let this little boy sleep outside and that like something horrific could have happened. Like her immediate thought is he ran away and we have to get him back, instead of, oh my God, something horrific happened to my son. Please, Father, answer now. I've done everything you've asked. Protect me, protect Jody, protect us, protect us. Protect me, protect Jody. Your son is missing in the middle of the night in a fucking desert. I heard in my head go right. I went left and all the way to the roundabout on the main street to rule it out and make sure he hadn't reached the main road yet. No sign of R. I turned back to go down the dip and then turn right. Father, 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 hear me now. I go right, turn right again. This road doesn't look familiar. I speed up to cover as much road as I can, racing the sun, racing the devil. Then I see R walking on the left side of the road. I call Jody and let her know. I turn the car around and stop. I get out of the car. R is, shocked to see me. Get in the car. You shocked to see me? R nods his head and gets in. In the back, me and R. E in the back and me and R in front. 2:45 I wake up. 5 o'clock we leave in cars. 3 o'clock. What? 2:45 I wake up. 3 o'clock we leave in cars. 3:14 I called Jody with R. The sun started lighting the roads just an hour and a half later. The devil wants me in prison. My children dead. So she knows here. She knows that she's going to prison if these kids get out. Right. She doesn't want to get in trouble. I meet Jody back home. We deliberate in the car for a while. Elle and E go back to bed. R stands in the garage where we can see him. He has zero remorse, zero fear, zero expression. He is cold, calloused, and hard. Angry, he isn't calling the shots. Jody and I agree to buy ourselves some time until we have more of an environment conducive to an intervention. What does the intervention mean? Right, she's not dumb. I guess I owe her an apology. Don't ever apologize. I wonder what the intervention looks like in their heads. We need land. The Spirit told Jody very clearly, don't let those kids' choices ruin your life. We have work to do. You can force repentance. To de-escalate the situation, I brought R into the house. I tied a rope to my feet and him to my waist and his. R will now sleep in a soft bed with me. 7 a.m. R slept. The devil got a bed. Jody taught exaggeration. Is that what that says? In class. All right. It kind of makes it worse that she's not stupid. I think all of this is deliberate. All of it. Jay loaded the cooler. I put the kids in my car and took a drive. 8 a.m., a man came to look at Jody's house. 9:30, Jody and I met at the Shivwitz gas station. Is that a thing? What's just Shivwitz? I want to know what a Shivwitz is. E and J, Jody take off to Tucson. I drive back to the house with R. He comes to the house. He doesn't leave my sight. I feed him chicken, rice, lentils, beans, but add a glass of milk. He sits at the counter and eats. He got what he wanted. I give him the book Theophrastus. What is this? Characters? He gets a pen and his journal. He takes notes. To the onlooker, he appears to be a well-behaved, studious young man. And wouldn't I be thrilled? My son, who wanted to run away, now by my side and reading and writing. Wouldn't I be relieved? No. I now know that in order to keep my son, I will need to put him back under sedation. I unhooked him for all the bells and whistles and asked him to breathe and thrive on his own and went into a rest and stress. What? Back to sedation we go. I'm curious as to what she was sedating the kids with. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, if they got to a new place, that was it. That was over. The demon is still here, and I purposefully put R back into slumber, hibernate, to watch R go into the awful state of compliance. Knowing the demon he harbors in his heart is so sick. Like stitching up a patient, knowing you didn't get all the cancer out, and knowing it's only a matter of time before your patient keels over. R and E do not want to repent. They hate God per their own behaviors and words. I now see how perfectly reasonable people walk around hating God, worshiping the devil. You appear like good old Joes, good guys. There is a soul-killing infection in my child. My hand is forced to not remove the infection. Agency does not allow me to rid the infection. R and E, like the infection, it's so sick. I thought you were able to heal the infection. I'm so confused. Yeah. I really want deep down that he can be okay when I'm dead, that he'll be the kind of man he wants to be and whatever. Right. We just want, most of us just want the best for our kids. That's it. Simple as that. But I'm confused, right? The agency does not allow me to rid the infection. My hand is forced to not remove the infection. I thought that was the whole purpose of you doing all of this, is to remove the infection of these demons. 8:18 p.m., just over 12 hours after finding R teaching class and leaving, Jody sends me a text. I found the land. The devil does not want us to take R and E out of society. He did not want Jody finding this property. He wanted Jody and I down at the police station at 8:18, not discovering a place to bring intervention to his entanglement of my children. And how good the Lord is to those who risk everything to follow him and bring others to him. The hosts of heaven are on our side. My children will never know the sacrifices and lives put on the line to offer a chance for their salvation. R can only think that he likes the taste of milk and reading again. What does that mean? Infanticide. So it's interesting reading this and about the devil and about the children's salvation. So like I just said, I watched this documentary on Andrea Yates. And when you see Andrea Yates being spoken to, when she was still very much in psychosis, she is in a psychosis. And I think that's where I have the hardest time with this, is the fact that Jody and Ruby want to use this like devil thing, and that, spiritual psychosis, and that they didn't know any better and they were doing what they thought was right, blah, 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 blah. And then the police show up and immediately they know exactly what to do, exactly how to get themselves, try to get themselves out of this, exactly how to try and talk and manipulate the cops. And Ruby has enough wherewithal to stay quiet. These are not the same things. When you look at someone like Andrea Yates, who killed her children, who had postpartum psychosis and religious psychosis. Wait, what do you mean? I think you're giving batshit a bad name, but I'll let it fly. Me? Oh, remove one's own children. I see what you're saying. No, I'm not saying I think Andrea Yates is guilty of what she did, and I think she's where she needs to be, right? But I think that when you look at these two cases and you have somebody who's like, I was in this. Oh no, Amanda. I was in this place in my brain and I thought I was doing the right thing. That's where I think it's all bullshit. When you look at other cases of people who are actually in some sort of psychosis, and with Andrea Yates, it was very much postpartum and religious, compounded onto each other. And then you look at these two idiots. I don't buy it. I don't believe it. I think they used it as an excuse to do what they wanted to these poor children. Last night I tied myself to R, full night of sleep, 10 p.m. to 7 a.m., no interruptions. R showers while I watch. He's 11. Bacon isn't bitch. She's normal crazy. I see no evidence of psychosis. Yeah, I agree with you here. I don't see one slice of evidence of psychosis in this thing. I shower while R is in the closet. I can see the closet door as I shower. R eats chicken, rice, beans, lentils with cheese on a corn tortilla. 3 sets of 10 push-ups. Reads Theophrastus. Jody is on her way home. E spent the ride lying down with face facing the back of the seat. She doesn't know where they went or why. Also, it's so interesting to me. You're doing all these things because you love him. Can you do 3 sets of 10 push-ups, Ruby? Right. NPD. For sure. One might ask, as I myself have, what if we had taken this slower? Would the children have been on board if we hadn't boundaried them so quickly and so clearly? What if instead of a full day of box carrying, we would have had an hour and breaks and reading and then back to boxes? Yeah. What if, not that they should be carrying boxes, but what if you just let them do fucking anything else? My answer is, well, yes. The kids would have complied, but they would not be repenting. and they would have given the impression they were repenting. They needed things to get hard, fast, intense, shocking change, immediate discomfort, stress to their systems. Why? Because they divulged their secrets. They could have confessed in truth, taking personal responsibility for the discomfort they were causing. And again, what are these secrets? What are these, she never talks about like what their sins are. I can't do push-ups. I work out every day. I can't do push-ups. My body just doesn't know how to do it. Blank all of this, change the environment of the kids slowly and more reasonably or comfortably. We would have allowed this dumb hypnosis and sleep to stay over the child. We needed to wake the child to the state of reality. Show them where they really are, the pit of hell. The hope was that they would choose to go to God for forgiveness, to admit their awful state. Instead, they hid. They wanted to lie to themselves that what they did wasn't that bad. What did they do? I just want to know what they did. That they were the victims, that me and Jody are the persecutors, that burning in hell isn't real, that God is that mad for, and that God is that mad for that God doesn't even resist. They deny the power of God. I can't wait till Ruby sees hell. It's going to be great. I told R today that he is sedating his choices to do. I can't read her fucking writing. I told R today that he is sedating his choices to do wickedly. I don't want that anymore. My response, yes, you do. You stood alone with only you and your choices, and you literally would stand it. You ran away. You refused to stand with your choices. And you now are in the house with milk, air conditioning, and a book. And you quite like it, don't you? Yes, ma'am. I know. If you really didn't want evil anymore, you would say, thanks for the book, but I want to do boxes today. Or I want to stand with my choices. You won't do that, will you? Well, he doesn't want to do boxes. Why the fuck would he ask for them? Dumbass. No, ma'am. See, I want to make it clear to you. You have not made any shifting or change. You are damning your soul. Goes back to writing yes, ma'am. Weak-minded, undisciplined brat. That's all you do is discipline him. Right. Perfect. There go those goalposts again. Exactly. Note to myself. Dear diary, I suck. I never clearly saw the devil and wickedness until recently because I didn't see evil clearly. I didn't combat him. I patted evil and placated wickedness. My love of God was sincere, but assumed others' love for God was sincere as well. I was delivered. To begin separation from evil toward God, all the darkness needs exposed to light. And once the lies and sin is revealed, the body must engage in good work. How much work has she done? Oh, God. Right. It's her journal. Who else would these notes be for? That's a good question, though. Like, is she writing expecting somebody to see them? Either she or I have lost the script. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. But it's interesting because she's like, in order to be closer to God, you need to do good work. Ruby has done zero work. in all of this. And the good work needs to be painful. Otherwise, the service becomes feel-good distraction. A day of fasting and prayer for me after learning my children have been spawns of Satan. So you admit you're Satan. Fuck yeah. R has been out of control. Pee, poop, lie, steal, run away. E, crying, wailing. You could not know what to do, what this has been like unless you were here. Jody and I took E out to the desert. She refused to stay quiet and would scream and scream. Jody found a reservation cemetery. Shivwitz Cemetery. She went out in the heat barefoot. E still tried to run. She screamed for another family, water, food, care, love. Oh, a manipulative ploy. You are loved. And after a couple of hours, screaming and speaking nonsense, finally laid down in the road quiet. Where in the boxes does it say make children, or where in the Bible does it say, wait, I'm lost. 0 work, 0 good things, all bad work, welcome to hell. Where in the Bible does it say make the children carry boxes of bricks, lest the devil take their souls? Ugh, I can't even read anymore. So they go to a gas station and a cemetery. Oh, they got a gas station. Yeah. I don't know. I can't fucking read this. My brain is scrambled. After a couple of hours down in the road, quiet, we took her home. E&R out. Jay the next day, E&R barefoot to increase the discomfort and decrease the running away. The task at hand was to weed the cemetery. Huge sagebrush, pokies, thorns, broken glass, garbage is overfull. We spent a couple of hours filling black bags, and Gijo's trunk bed. The kids began to mellow out a bit. R looked for shade and cheating. We went out the next day and again today, 5 hours of weed pulling. R finally started getting the hang of it. This is getting easier. I feel like I'm getting stronger. I want to pull the weed out of my heart. What am I doing with my life? I don't want to live like this anymore. All children need this experience of pulling obnoxious weeds, sweating in the sun, working while thirsty, and know what doing an anonymous act of service feels like. They are each begging to see how nice the cemetery looks after days of their hard work. Yesterday, R was devious and put his head in the toilet and said he was hot and wanted to cool off. Jody and I reflected how disgusting and deviant that is. You poured fucking mop water on him. I know. R's responses are the best. Property of Hotel Orlando. That's a problem. R has no problem being gross. Oh my God. 7 to 8:30 a.m. Women's group. 8:30 a.m. Ruby takes E, R, and J to the Shivwitz Cemetery. Each child is given a bag to pick up broken glass and weeds. We work for about 15 minutes in a red vehicle with a woman, Indian. Because we got to make sure we know, what she is. How dare you move her blink? I agree. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if she just was like, vehicle with a woman, brown, shows up. Fucking idiot. She sits and watches us for about 15 minutes, taking pictures or video. I tell the kids to stay right by me and keep their faces from being pictured. We continue to pull weeds. The woman gets out of her vehicle, walks toward me. What are you doing here? You don't belong here. This isn't your land. You are trespassing. I tell her I'm weeding. She tells me, how would you feel if I came and poked around your cemetery? What are you stealing? Me, nothing. We are weeding, picking up trash. She wants to know what's in the bags. I say weeds and broken glass. You can see for yourself. She tells me to leave the bags and get off her land. It's not good enough for you that you come here and take all our land, and now you want more. What you have isn't good enough. You have to come back and take our cemeteries too. What's wrong with you? You were not raised right. So much disrespect. I told her, I do not mean any disrespect. I'm honoring your people. I'm offering. She would not let me get any words in. I collect my children and walk to the car, and she yells at the kids that they will grow up to be just like their mother, white and full of privilege. Mind your own business. Get out. I'm filing a police report. I tell the kids to get into the car, and she wants me to wait so she can get a good photo of us and the license plate. I don't think so. We drive off as she stumbles to get her camera app up. This woman was projecting all her anger and aggression onto me. She told me I was walking around acting like I owned the place, when that is what she was doing. She wasn't raised right. She was disrespectful. We leave. I talked to E and R about how this woman was attacking us with her distraction. She supports because of course she's a fucking racist. Oh God. Yeah, she supports ICE. Oh my God. A couple of days ago, we met a woman who thanked us for helping keep the graveyard clean. And now this woman tells us we are aggressive when she is the aggressor. I told the kids is exactly what they are doing. I'm helping them, and they mock and reject my help. God sent. Yeah, you know what? There was a time, I forgot what it's called. But there were like a bunch of white people who came over here, and yeah, I forgot who they were. But then they met a bunch of brown people, and then I forgot who they were. And they were like, "Hey, let us help you." And then everybody got smallpox and died. So sorry, Chad. God sent me to help them repent, and they turned me away. Yeah. I think I've heard this song before, and I didn't like the ending. The kids seem a bit affected because they are so numb. I don't know how long it will hold. R is very emotional. E, not so much. She is seeing and hearing evil. I told her that she invited evil. It's her change to now send them away. You created this, E. The good news is because you created this, you can destroy this. Send them away. This goes on forever. Jody went to Tucson today to look at a property of 500 acres. E and R are both defiant and unwilling to soften. E this week perpetually screamed outside. Jody and I surrounded her and took her to Hellhole Road. Yes, there is such a road on your way to Las Vegas. She was to run on the dirt road. She ran for a bit and then started manipulating. I told her to run up an incline on a hillside, touch a tree, and return 100 yards max. She threw herself into a tree. Jody pulled her out, breaking her flip-flops. After an hour, E jumping into bushes, we get in the truck to find a cactus. walked right up to the cactus, threw herself into the middle of it. It was unhuman. She acted like it didn't hurt at all. She cuddled right in. I watched her press her foot up against a cactus ear. I watched with my mouth open. She is so numb. After being cozy with cactus, E got up, spoke with Jody for about 10 minutes. Jody and E walked to the truck, and I rolled down the window. E said, "May I have permission to speak?" "Yes." "Can I have another chance at running the hill?" "Yes." We get in the truck and drive to the hill. E gets out and comes to my window. "Mother, what would you like me to do?" I instructed her to run to the dead tree and then come back. E replied, "I would rather jump into a cactus." What evil, what deception. This girl would choose to be shot and die than to do what she is told. There is no pain point where she will turn. The next day, July 30th, Sunday, we put E in the closet. Contemplate what to do. She screams much of the day. She doesn't get water if she screams. She refuses to eat. Jody wakes up from a dream. God lets her know we have done everything we can do to get E's attention. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. Right. Right. Little's getting in the car. Oh, yeah. No, I get it. And to think this was going on in Airbnb with guests. Right. Guests were staying here, coming and going. It's crazy. Oh, now she messages the Lord. Dear Lord. Right. They would rather be gone than go through any more of this. And she's just over here writing. Lord, don't continue these physical interventions. They will only bring resentment. E is angry about her feet. Dress her wounds and leave her to me. This intervention gives the opportunity for E to soften, to see that we aren't hurting her. Jody cleansed her heels. The hydrogen peroxide didn't sting. E is numb to it. The spirit, oh, by the way, they were dressing their wounds, which got severely infected, by the way, with cayenne pepper and honey, wrapped them in saran wrap and then duct tape. And her son's wounds were so rotted that they could smell them. The paramedics could smell it. Right. I can't imagine knowing that I stayed somewhere and this was all happening. The spirit is very strong, as Julie and I witnessed Jody cleaning what didn't deserve to be cleaned. Who's Julie? Where's she? After dressing the wounds, Jody carried her back to the closet. I gave her. E did scream and sulk and ask for water. I gave her lunch, leftovers over several meals. She wouldn't eat, and she finally ate. I gave her water, then the scriptures. This is the first opportunity to have reading material since coming to Jody's. Me, when you see God, he will judge you out of these books. Did you honor your mother? No. Did you keep his commandments? No. Did you repent? No. You are in big trouble. You better get really familiar with what's in here. Did you read them? I'm curious. Did she read any of them? R's feet are swollen from standing. He's angry. Nobody cares. I told him he is acting like a man having a heart attack and gets his feelings hurt because nobody cares about the sliver in his finger. When your soul is dying, nobody cares about your feet. All right. So we are on page 40. I'll put this in the Discord, and then also we can read it on Friday for members. We have members only live streams on Fridays. But I have to go be a mother now and go get my children's. Yes. So what do I have? I have this video about what is it? Devil Devil in the Family. If you want to watch a documentary about this whole thing, Devil in the Family was a great one. I think it's great. I think Kevin still tries to get, out of it. I just didn't know. Whatever. Yeah, it is time to pick up my kids. This documentary, it's called let's see. Google to evil influencer. I'll show you what it looks like. It looks like this. This one. It looks like this. It's on Netflix. It's yeah, it's pretty bad. I would definitely watch Devil in the Family. If you guys missed it, I have a video out this past week about James Charles. Sorry for being so low energy today. It's the first day of that time. I'm very tired. My body is deteriorating. Anyways, other than that, I will see you guys on Friday for the members only live. And thank you for the stream today. If you aren't already subscribed, subscribe, like, hype, do whatever you got to do. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.